The Joel Shit Show, featuring Joel Shit. Hi, welcome to the Joel Shit Show. I'm your host, Joel Shit. So, I got back in Vegas this morning. Yesterday, I played in the blackjack tournament. That's why I was able to go in the first place, because I had a free admission to the blackjack tournament. And the first round was 20 hands plus one hand that was a secret hand, and there were 6 spots at the table and 2 advanced, and at my table there were only 4 people, so I should have had a 50-50 chance of advancing, and I did not, and it was my fault. So when you play an invitation only tournament, whether it's blackjack, video poker, you know, whatever, it tells you one important thing. The people playing these tournaments generally have not played in these tournaments before, or at a minimum, they just aren't very good at it. Because if you just say, hey, we're having a blackjack tournament, all the pros show up, and you know, I mean, you can hold your own to make some money, but if you're playing against a bunch of amateurs who just think it's like regular blackjack, oh, it's a cakewalk. So here's some quick advice for you. If you're in a blackjack tournament against a bunch of amateurs, bet the minimum every hand. Everyone's going to be betting like all these big crazy amounts, and in the long run, in blackjack, you lose. So with 20 hands as your sample size, or in this case 21, because they played the third hand twice, it's just a matter of time before either people bust out or they just lose a lot of money because they, you know, just because it's a losing proposition. You only win 44% of your hands playing blackjack, perfect strategy. The reason why it's almost a break-even game is because out of those 44% of the hands, there's blackjacks which pay better, and there are double downs and splitting and other opportunities to win more money. So that's why you'd think you'd win like 49% of the time, but you actually win only 44% of the time, again, using basic strategy. So after 20 hands, I took my 500 chip stake and raised it to 520, because the one weakness is the dealer has to lose a lot like or win a lot like he's supposed to, and he did not. So what that, really? Okay, I'm not making that light. So see, here's the thing. After the 20, they do a count, and I had 520, other people like 600, 680, 740. Let's just, the amounts aren't that important. So what you're supposed to do in a situation like this is, you know that if everyone bets everything and wins, you're not going to win. You're not going to finish in second. And most of the time, either everybody wins or everybody loses. So they have to think, well, what if everyone loses? Well, I want to have the most chips left over if everyone loses. So because there's no way that I can take the high, I might as well take the low and bet 0. Except I didn't do that. I said, oh, I'm in last place, I better bet everything. So I bet everything. What happened? Dealer got a blackjack, everybody lost everything. The guy to my right also bet everything, so he had 0. The one to my left held 100 back, the one on the far right held 350 back. So they advanced. And if I had bet 0, I would have had 520 and I would have won. Very, very elementary mistake based on my inexperience. That is why I did that. And it was really a stupid thing to do. And I suppose I shouldn't beat myself up too much about it, because after all, this is only my, first blackjack tournament ever, and I don't do this for a living, you know. I probably could if I did enough research. It is kind of embarrassing. If I just continued to bet 10 like I had every other hand, or bet 0 on the final hand like I had the option to do, I would have been fine. And not just because the dealer had blackjack. The dealer usually wins, and usually everyone has the same result, win or lose. And like I said, if you know you can't win if everyone wins, you can't consider what your options are should that happen. You just have to expect it. So it's kind of frustrating, because I did everything right up until the last hand, and that's what cost me the loss. Now the guy on my right was just ridiculous. He was betting a couple hundred every hand. We only started with 500, so he's way ahead of everyone. And then for some reason on hand like 15, he bets 300, the maximum. Then he doubles down. Then he loses. He's down to like 120 chips. He had 720 going into that hand. So what does he do? He doubles up 2 hands in a row. I mean, you know, sometimes you just can't win. The girl on the right who ended up, the woman on the right who ended up with the most number of chips, she almost busted out halfway through. She was down to like 330 chips, and she was betting 110 chips every hand. And she was down to 110, and she'd float between 110 and 220, 110 and 220, and then finally she won, like, she split and won both hands. And I think one of them she doubled down. So that's the nature of the game. So I did pretty much everything. Now the thing is like when I did the craps tournament in September, you got money just for advancing. Oh, don't screw me. Don't screw me. Don't. So here's the deal. When you're at Meridian and Park, you don't make a right turn at the intersection. You make the right turn early. And then the guy waiting to make the right turn thought I was honking at him. He was not. I was not. But he honked at me anyway. All right. It's probably like, get off the camera. There's no law against talking into a camera. I just can't talk on the phone. All right. So anyway, craps tournament in Vegas in September. I got money for advancing to the second round. I would have got money for advancing to the third round, and as you may remember, I blew that too because of inexperience. It's a crapshoot, get it? So, oh look, another slow driver. Sunday drivers! Oh, it's funny because it's Sunday. So, the Excalibur tournament, there was no bonus for advancing. It meant that I had to stay until 2 p.m. to play in the next round. And my session was at 9 a.m. So I would have had to sit for 4 hours until the next session. And then I would have had to make it to the third session. And then I would have had to make it to the fourth session. And then I would have won money. So that's kind of stupid. So I would have blown my entire day just to maybe still not win anything because only 6 people got money. So if you look at it that way, the nice thing about losing is I got my afternoon back. So with that in mind, I then went off and had a grand old time. Where are you going? Let's see if you stop where it says stop here on the road. Oh, he did. Wow. Is he going to make a right turn across the tracks? No, but he could have. He shouldn't have, but I thought he was going to. Oh, that was awesome. Alright, so that was the big thing. Blackjack tournament. I don't know who won. I didn't go back. It's just, if you get offers from casinos for tournaments, you should always take them. It's usually free. You get like a free bonus, like I got $100 in free table play, which I used at shooting dice, and I lost it all. But you get free gaming play, you get a free room, you get a free shirt sometimes, and a hat, which my girlfriend's going to use when we go running, perhaps, we'll see. And you're playing in a tournament against a bunch of ploppies who don't know what they're doing. If I had won that tournament, it was 21 grand. You know, pretty unlikely, but there were only 80 entrants. Expected value, several $100s. A great trip. Overall, for the entire trip, I lost, I think, $400, which is fine for the weekend. So $160 for the airfare. So the entire vacation cost less than $600 for a full 3-day weekend, 2-night weekend in Las Vegas. That's not bad for $600. And I mean, you consider the only thing I ever won at the entire time was the poker tournament I talked about in yesterday's episode. You really can't complain about that because I didn't have a lot of luck otherwise. I was at the Casino Royale and had a coupon, get paid 2 to 1 on a blackjack. I played for 3.5 hours before I got a blackjack. So, see, it could have been a lot worse. Alright, that's all the time we have for today. Visit us on the web at joelshitshow.com. Email joel@joelshitshow.com.